Everyone enjoys getting out on the town for some live music. And there's nothing like going backstage and down the hall for a VIP pass to the inside information and interviews with the bands, singers, and songwriters that you enjoy. Welcome to Hall Around Town Radio's Backstage Hall Pass, a showcase of homegrown talent, mixing independent music with personal interviews and a behind-the-scenes look at our music community. Backstage Hall Pass is your front row center seat to some great conversation with the area's most talented artists. Whether you like rock, blues, folk, country, or R&B, Backstage Hall Pass delivers you a daily dose of the stories behind the music. And now, here's the host of our show, Scott Hall.
Working for the weekend, and I want to see a show. I flip on the book of face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there into the music scene, showing lots of love for the community. With great advice, I know who I should go see. So all around town radio show.
Show. Hello, Glenn. Thanks for checking in. Man, I sound weird in the ears here. All right. Hi, Glenn. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Jeff Morris. Kevin Tolles in the house. Bob Klein has joined the party. How are y'all? Man, is it a beautiful day outside today. It really is, you know? It is.
It's the Weekend Review. It's a Bible coming for you. Speaking with the fans, sometimes they don't show well. Whatever, man. We're coming, who's playing out off the open jam.
What's up, Bob Klein? Jeff Morris, how are you? Ed's so wiki. Good to see you, Ed. Thank you, Mark Robinson, for singing that one. Sweet Sister Mercy playing the theme song. Rob Nadler in the studio mixing that one down. Yes. Wow. Hanging out in Columbus. Well, you have fun with that up there at the home of the Ohio State Buckeyes. Michelle, that'll be fun. All right, Mark Feldman in the house. How are you? We're going to talk about his band in just a few minutes here in the show. A little later on as we move through our weekend update. Matt Matheny, thanks for joining us. It is a beautiful day. We should be thankful for this one. Got rid of the gloom, doom, and rain. Man, it was wicked last week. It was. Thank you, Ditch. Thanks for being here. Daniel Bryant, how are you? Thank you for joining us today. Hey, we got a lot to talk about. I want to jump right into it. And first and foremost, welcome to Hall Around Town Radio, your number one source for live local music, news, bands, venues, and more, and your home for everything music. Don't forget to share the shows. We appreciate that when you do, and bring your music community into ours, if you will. And for those of you that do know me, you know that I have eye issues. I've had a lot of eye issues in the last couple of years, and trying to avoid major surgeries and do things like that. But had a little mishap yesterday, and one of my eyes was at the eye doctor day, so I've been dilated major. So if I can't see your comments and can't see you, I'm sorry. Yeah, it is a challenge to get old, people. It is a challenge to get old. What's going on, Matt Matheny? Hope you're doing well, man. I haven't seen you in ages. Got to get back up here and play somewhere. And hence, I'll give my little disclaimer why I don't drive very far at night right now until I get these eyes squared away. I just can't do it. So I try to stay close to home. I get to see a lot of music locally here, 5 minutes from the house. Not on the highway looking at 3 pairs of headlights off one car coming your way and all those things. You know, that's how it works. So that's my little disclaimer. So don't bitch at me about not driving an hour and a half to see a show, man. I wish I could, but I can't. And, unless somebody wants to be my taxi driver every weekend. But yes, Ed, getting old does beat the alternative of pushing up daisies. It does. It's hotter than hell in the studio today. No air conditioning on yet. So it's definitely hot. Hi, Gina. Hey, I want to say thank you to Ed out there for some great photos. I'm living through your photos, man. As always, that Bell and the Bear competition that you had photos of from last night. And Gina, thanks for judging that, being a part of that, and helping out, bringing the voice to Cincinnati. I love it. It's wonderful. Hey, I got to say a huge thank you. Facebook's changed their algorithm again. And now those of you who own business pages, if you post videos, you're getting a weird number. It's not what people see in views, but they're telling me that 7,000 people watched our show last Thursday. Now, I think that means if they clicked on it and watched it for 30 seconds, it logs a number. But I was checking on another account that I can see my page that's not. It's weird how that works, but I can see my business page that's not connected to my main account. And it didn't show that. It showed views, which is interesting. It said something like 3,000 views. But it's weird what they've done again to those of us. It changes every week, people. The book of face. You got to love them. Guess they got to justify their job somehow. So don't forget to follow us on all the socials. We are out there on the Instagram, the YouTube, and YouTube's got a much better picture quality and sound quality, just so you know that. So if you ever want to watch us on the tube of you, you can comment there. It goes into my screen and I can pop it up on the screen. So if you're on YouTube, we'd appreciate that as well. Hit that little subscribe and that bell icon so you get notified when we go live. That would help as well. Steve Stein in the house, Del McFarland, thank you for being here, guys. Appreciate you being here on a Monday, our weekend update. And what else we got? Lots of things. Our weekly programming I want to remind you of. That goes on every week here. Monday, our weekend update. And then Tuesday, Hot Topic Tuesday. Karis will be on with me tomorrow at 5 o'clock, doing Hot Topic Tuesday live at 5. Wednesday with the band. Thursday, Who's Playing Out. And unfortunately, you may have seen the announcement. I can probably no longer say it's sponsored by Froggies after the end of the month because they have sold. And I don't know anything about the new owners, so don't ask. I've had a lot of messages. What are you going to do? Who's your sponsor? So we may be actively looking for a sponsor for Thursday's show. We're always looking for sponsors for any of our shows during the week. If you want to be part of that, send me a message. I'll give you some info on it. But that's how that works. So we want to wish Stacy and Rich well. I know they've been looking to, after 10 years in the business, to sell the business, and they did. And that's good for them. And someday I'm going to have them on the show, and we're going to pay tribute to some great people there who really helped us out along the way for lots of years. Hi, Rick. And thank you to Stacy and Rich for all the years of support here at All Around Town Radio as well. Hi, Zachary. How are you? Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by today. What else we got going? I'm looking to see who pops into the screen here on the old iPad. So it's a beautiful day. I don't expect the live viewership to be huge today because I wouldn't be inside if I didn't have to do this show at 5 o'clock. I'd be out enjoying this beautiful weather. So let's move on and talk about this week in music for us. And if you saw somebody play, we did not get that posted to our page. There were so many things to post today about who we saw over the weekend. We did not get the call for who did you see play out this weekend. So throw it up in the comments if you're here. If you saw somebody you really want to recognize or tag the venue in it as well, we would appreciate that. That is always helpful and always supportive of the local music community. So let's talk about, with my dilated eyes, if I can read it here, let's talk about what's going on in the prompter today. And the prompter tells me that last Wednesday, we were out with what we're going to be calling Weather Wednesdays at Heather's. We went from the first week on the patio there doing Name That Tune at 30 degrees to mid 60s and monsoonal rains this past week. Appropriately, Tropical Depression won the night in a tiebreaker at the end. So congratulations, Tropical Depression. I think you blew a tropical storm through the place. Everything was moist. It was extremely moist. All the equipment was moist. The papers were moist, everything. And yeah, it was fun though. We had 20 teams, over 150 people playing. That's great for the early season before school's out and all that. We peak in June and July with that one up to 350 to 400 people. So we'd love to see you there. And by the way, if you missed out, follow Heather's page for a big announcement she made via video regarding bingo. Unfortunately, going to be postponed for a while until they see what they can do about some issues with the state. And again, some a-hole reported them and all this. It's just, you can't do anything fun anymore. You can't. And follow her page for the video if you want to see the video and understand what went on. I'm not going to get into that too heavy today because it's not my deal, but it's certainly hers. And I feel bad for her because she does so much for the community. And Ed's sitting outside enjoying a blood orange Rattler from Braxton Brew. Oh, there you go. How about that, Ed? And Ed wants to say congrats to Stacy and Rich as well. Carrie got to see Doghouse at the Pine on Saturday night. That sounds like a good show. Hey, Dwayne, how are you, man? Good to see you here. I haven't seen you in ages either. Brandy Evans is in the house. Sorry I had to miss your show yesterday. Brandy was right up here by me. It was Sunday Fun Day, but we had the Schuster engagement with the Tina Turner Broadway musical, which I'll chat about at the end of the show. Hi, Billy Baker. How are you? And what's Gina got to say? She said, had a gig Saturday, but got to catch Prestige Grease at a very packed Mansion Hill for a few. Good deal. Knocking out some Led Zeppelin. I love it. So if you saw somebody play over the weekend, guys, you want to chat about them, throw them in the comments. Also mention the venue. We always want to mention the venues because without them, we wouldn't have a live music community, would we? We'd all be playing on our porch. We would. So thank you to the folks who came out Wednesday night to kick off our week of live music. And it was recorded music, but I play it live. And we had a lot of fun with that. Thursday night, stopped in for a brief little bit to Heather's as well. It was raining. I was wanting to go to the Bell Jam, but just no way I was driving in that mess and heading down there. So we went to Heather's for a few minutes. Got to see a band called Comstock Lode. That's Lode. It was, again, a miserable evening, and this band was so good and should have had a full house, but the weather just kept everybody in. They were just staying inside because it's just Ohio, and it's dreary. And Ed says Prestige Grease rocks. Thank you, Ed, for that. So, yeah, hats off to the guys from Comstock Lode. I'd never heard them before. I love hearing new bands. They were putting on a great show out there, some wonderful harmonies, good musicianship. I mean, really good. And unfortunately, a very small crowd because of the weather only. Otherwise, it would have been a full house, I'm sure. So I'm sure they'll be back and get a chance to play again. And it's what's tough this time of year. You're weather dependent, especially in those patio shows, which Heather's has 250 covered seats, guys. You won't get wet, but you are at the mercy of the elements and the chill in the air and those kind of things. And it does keep people kind of out of the seats sometimes. So thank you to Comstock Lode for a good evening. I did not take the time that night to write down any of their songs, this, that, or the other. I wasn't there long enough to do that, but they did a great job and got a chance to hang out for a few minutes and listen to their music. And then on the way home, I swung in to see Ray Renee, our friend Ray Renee, who was doing karaoke at Mr. Burroughs Tavern. And it was cool there. Some fun singers. I'd never seen the karaoke show that Ray does. She's got an awesome setup. The whole digital thing with the QR code and putting yourself a song in and going to the songbook, and it puts it right into queue for her. It makes it really fun and entertaining. And Ray does a great job as a host. She sang a few and brought up some wonderful singers, and one of them being Dave. If you know Dave, he is, gosh, he's in his 90s. And man, he's got a voice like butter. Gina, don't take offense to that, because I say you got a voice like butter as well. But his is smooth with a V, baby. Dave, he sings in a Dayton men's choir still at his age. And he is one of those guys that he got up there and sang That's Amore and just stopped the room. There wasn't a soul talking. Everybody was listening to him with his wonderful tone. And he reminds me of, Tony Bennett stepping to the mic or something. And Dave's just a great human being as well, if you know him. He's a frequenter of Heather's and Mr. Burroughs, and a wonderful guy. In fact, I think he doesn't drive well at night. And I think Rick from Mr. Burroughs goes and picks him up for karaoke and brings him and then takes him home, which is a great thing and a very admirable thing to do as an owner. And just to get him there because he enjoys singing so much. And so thank you to Ray Renee. Some good karaoke music playing there. Let me see what's going on. Brandy said they had so much fun at their gigs. How much she appreciates staff at both Whipple's and Sunman and Mr. Burroughs. Phenomenal people at both places. Thank you for that, Brandy. We think you're pretty phenomenal too as you play. And the clientele are always so fun. That Sunday Fun Day thing at Mr. Burroughs is a great time from 3 to 6 on a Sunday afternoon and catch some music. You're still home on a school night early. Yeah. And thank you. I missed it. Gina has a great quiver. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of butter out there. Yes, there is. There is. Well, let's see what else is shaking here, people. Let's talk about Friday night for a minute. You ever heard of a band called Locking Up Otis? Anybody remember the Andy Griffith show? He was the town drunk that they would lock up so he could sleep it off. Locking Up Otis was in the house at Mr. Burroughs on Friday night. I've seen this band numerous times. I am going to say, and I don't often give a less than positive review, but I'm just going to say something seemed out of sync that night at Mr. Burroughs. I don't know what it was. I do know the sound was difficult in there, and it at times can be a difficult room to run sound in. But there was so much bass and so muffled vocals, I could hardly hear the vocals there. So I like I said, I don't often say those kind of things. I'm not dogging on the band because I've heard this band. They're fantastic. And just something just didn't seem all in sync. No pun intended. Locking Up Otis plays some great classic rock and roll songs. They do a good job. Got a drummer singer. I mean, it's kind of a Don Henley act type thing going on there. And he does a great job. He's fantastic singer. So go see him. Don't think of what I'm saying as a negative demerit on him by any shape. It was just one of those off nights. The crowd was a little off. It was just one of those things. But always good bands at Mr. Burroughs. I enjoy going there and seeing them. They're close to home too. And it's a tougher room to run sound in. Sometimes you got to be on your game. And I've seen some great sound people in there, and I've seen some other people struggle with it a lot. And unfortunately, that night, to me, it was struggling sound-wise a bit. All right, there's STP2, a tribute to Stone Temple Pilots. What's going on? How are you, STP2? Hi, Jim McCarthy. And Mark said, saw Finding Melissa at the Brick Tap and Joyride at Cats, both great shows. Good. Glad to hear that, Mark. Love Finding Melissa. I think it's a great, great concept and really doing a good job. Let me get some crap off the screen here. There we go. What else we got coming in comment-wise? Is there a rumor on the streets that STP2 might be back? Is that what you're saying? That's what I want to know. I want to know, inquiring minds. Let's break the news right here. Let's do it. And Dwayne from Cincinnati's in the house. Say hi to Dwayne, everybody. Dwayne Chandler. He's out there. So Friday night again, please don't take that as I'm dogging on the band. The band is normally very good. I know they had their old guitar player back playing for the night because their guitar player had surgery. So it just could be they hadn't synced together in a long time. But it was more sound oriented than anything for me, and struggled a lot with hearing the vocals and some of that going on that night, other than the drummer, who has a very powerful voice. And he kind of came through loud and clear, but the rest of it got a little muddy for me. And let me talk about Saturday, though. That's our featured act of the night. And want to hit it up here with this. My Day Off Cincinnati. Love this band, first of all. I had the grandkids in tow. Can I say that and not feel like get off my lawn? But we had taken them out for a day of fun and pizza and ice cream across the street at the K. And then we walked over because the 5 going on 60-year-old, she wanted music and dancing, and we were going to music and dancing, and we went to Heather's, and she danced her little booty off, but had a lot of fun with My Day Off Cincinnati. Now, I want to tell you some of the songs that My Day Off Cincinnati did, and then we'll get into the band a little bit, because they had some fill-in players too. It happens due to illness and things like that, but it was good, and it was fun. And My Day Off Cincinnati played, listen to some of these. All right. Some of these songs you don't always hear. Down Home Girl by Old Crow Medicine Show. You got a mixture of Sweet Emotion, Aerosmith, Rocky Mountain Way. Living the Dream by My Day Off. Keep Your Hands to Yourself. Your Mama Don't Dance, Poison song in there. Rag Doll, some more Aerosmith. Blue Collar Man, and Rebel Yell. Just to name a few, and that was just the first set. And then got hold of their set list for the remainder of the evening. Eruption was in there. Let's Go Crazy. You got a Prince song. You got Bon Jovi. You got My Own Worst Enemy by Lit. They are all over the place. From that to Play That Funky Music, Boogie Shoes, Word Up by Cameo. So we're going a little funky. Through Jelly Roll in there is a new one. Everybody loves the Jelly Roll, let me tell you. See, he's getting sued, by the way, over a band that's had that name, Jelly Roll, for years and years. Yeah. He'll pay him. Somebody will pay him. Slow Ride, Foghat, Lucy in the Sky. I mean, unbelievable stuff. A lot of Poison, a lot of Cheap Trick thrown in there. Pearl Jam, Sublime, White Snake. What else? Just tons of stuff. Alice Cooper in there, and Bad Company, just to name a few. So amazing stuff. And Mark says they're really just My Day Off Cincy, not Cincinnati. I'm sorry, just to make sure they're not mixed up with other My Day Off titles. So yes, My Day Off Cincy, I should say, Cincy all the time. But incredible set list. I mean, gosh, we got Kryptonite in there, Three Doors Down tune. I mean, just unbelievable stuff. And then here's the players, and some good ones at that. Mark Feldman, who's on here right now, lead guitar, lead vocals. Jake Feldman, his son, on lead guitar, lead vocals. John Speaks, bass. Not John Speaks bass, but John Speaks on the bass, guitar, and lead vocals. James Callahan on drums, and Jay Klein filled in on bass for him that night. If you know Jay, he's from a band we mention all the time on the show called Ladder, and he's playing with those guys. And I've known Jay for years when he was with other projects and such. So, and he hit the ground running. You wouldn't have known he was a fill-in at all, I can tell you that. Great time on the patio, beautiful weather, good crowd at Heather's. And, it's early in the year. It's early in the season. In fact, a lot of people don't even know she's open yet. I mentioned to some people over the weekend that she was open. They said, I thought she opened in May. No, it opened April 1st because she had those big tents for St. Patty's Day. So, yeah, good stuff. So I want to thank My Day Off Cincy for a great time. I didn't get to stay as long as I would like, but, little kiddies have bedtimes, unfortunately, for them and us. But they got up the next morning. I'll tell you, Mark, they got up the next morning wanting to go back to music and dancing again. So they enjoyed dancing to your music as well. And that was fun. And there was a good crowd of people there. I really enjoy the crowd at Heather's always. And good time. Got to see Heather and Jerry and our friends that play trivia with us on Wednesday night. Some of those folks there. So really good tune. So I got to move on, though. I want to cover, and yeah, Mark, I wish I could have stayed longer. I do, and we could have had a chance to chat. Next time we will. I won't have those little babies in tow for sure. So let me talk about Sunday real quick. Sunday. Went to the Schuster. As I've mentioned on the show numerous times, we have season tickets to the Broadway series at the Schuster. Got great seats. They're about 5 rows back, center stage. It's awesome. Had them now for several years and never going to give them up if we can afford it. And it's a tall order to put the life of Tina Turner into a stage musical, because she's got so much story to tell, and there's so much about Tina Turner. And it's interesting. And casting someone to play Tina Turner had to be an absolute challenge. And this young lady that played Tina Turner pulled it off with amazing finesse. Absolutely great. That fringe dress, that Tina wore, and it was amazing. This thing started out telling the story of Tina as a poor child singing in a church where she was overpowering the choir and doing all these things. And the little girl that played the young Tina, we're going to see her as a Broadway star. I'm telling you, she is a star at 11 years old. She is going to be an absolute star on the Broadway stage. Amazing vocals out of this young lady. And I will tell you that the Tina Turner character that plays the main character, and I didn't have time to get all the names on the show today of who the people are, but I will tell you that she knocks it out of the park. She just, I believe her name is like Villanueva is her last name. She just killed it. They tell the story of the Ike and Tina story, the abuse. And frankly, it takes you through a series of emotions. Like, it talks about the racial inequality back in those days. It goes through the spousal abuse with Ike Turner and Tina Turner and makes you absolutely hate his character for his egotistical asshole attitude, I guess, to put it in terms. Just amazing. 2 hours and 40 minutes. This show goes with a 20-minute intermission. It's just amazing. That's all I can say. High energy, great singing. The cast, the dancers, the Ikeettes as they're known, the girls dancing, the background, amazing. The background vocals, all the Tina hits put in there, how she got into doing the resurrection of her career and the pop hits, like What's Love Got to Do with It and those tunes. Gosh, We Don't Need Another Hero. All those songs are in the show with a great ending. And it was their guitar players last night. And you could tell this cast had a love for the band and the people that are in it. They really, truly enjoyed the show. So amazing stuff at the Schuster. Always a good show. This Broadway series that comes there. We're going to see, you'll hear me talk about the Lion King this year again. We're going to see them again. There's just so many, and we've had some great shows there. And I mentioned last week we got to see the Golden Girls show where it was 4 guys in drag. It was the biggest hoot ever. We laughed so hard. So yeah, Tina Turner the musical, a very enjoyable night out. If you get a chance to see it, if it comes to Cincinnati, you folks down there, go see it. For real, for real. So Carol said she got to see it, and wasn't it fantastic? I mean, it was really an epic show. It was. Epic show. And what's all the BS about Billy Joel last night? I kept hearing people dogging on Billy Joel. What happened on the Billy Joel concert? I was at the Tina Turner. I didn't get to see it, but yeah, there's so many people online dogging him out. I don't get it. Yes, Kevin's going to see the Neil Diamond Beautiful Noise in November. Good deal. Schuster is nice. It's a great theater. Its acoustics are great. It's a wonderful place. It's easy in and out. Good parking garage next door, nice and safe. So yeah, good stuff. And the band, the band was amazing in this as well. And there was so much dancing and so many people in the audience just hooping it up, having a great time. It was pretty wild, and it was wonderful. So Tina Turner, yes. A Heidi moment by CBS. I'm confused, Ed, but somebody's going to have to tell me at some point. Said no. CBS made a big mistake. Okay. I don't know. The topic is, Chris Lee, today is what we did over the weekend. That's what we do with our weekend update. There is no real hot topic today. That's tomorrow. And I don't know what the topic is for tomorrow yet. That'll be up to Karis. I've picked the last few. She's picking this one. It's all her. She's got a big show tomorrow night as well. Casey James, if you watched our Wednesday with the band last week. If you haven't, go watch it. Casey James was a great interview. He's doing a show there Tuesday night. That's tomorrow night. Starting at doors are at 6. Show starts 7:30ish, I think. 7:30ish. Scotty Bratcher in the house, several others. Good stuff. So yeah. And Colleen saying not Billy's fault either. I haven't had a chance today, and I can't see screens, so I haven't really taken a peek at that. But something went on. It was obvious last night on that Billy Joel live show. I saw Billy Joel last year. I think it was Great American Ballpark he played, and he was good. He was good. Here's a shameless plug for Chris Lee, everybody. Let me drop it in the comments. Since he's Tin Roof tonight, Chris Lee's in the house. There you go. How about that? I'm looking at the lineup there. Good lineup. All right, guys, that's all I got today. I want to thank you for tuning in. Join us tomorrow at 5. And if you've got a band you would like featured on our show on Wednesday with the band, we have an opening this week, actually. We do. We had a cancellation back a week or two ago, and I haven't filled it yet. So we're still looking for an artist or a band to be on Wednesday at noon. If anybody wants to step up to the plate, send me a message. We'll get you on there. Or if you've already been on and you want to just come talk music, man, I'll have you on. We'll just have some fun chatting about music and stuff. And anything you might have seen over the last week. Thanks for all the support, guys. We appreciate you very much. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, YouTube. We are on the Twitter, but we don't tweet much. And we also are out there on the TikTok. We're voyeurs on TikTok. We're not TikToking very much. CBS pulled the plug on his show 2 minutes early in the middle of Piano Man. Oh, my God. What a dumb move that was, I guess. Yes. That's not real bright. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate it, man. It's a struggle, brother. It is. I'm trying. And there's so much more I'd like to get out and see, but I don't. And I apologize to those who get offended by it. But, folks, got to take care of the health. You do. So thanks for watching today. Hope you had a great show with us. We had a great time with you here always on a Monday. And we'll be here tomorrow live at 5. Who knows what the topic may hold tomorrow? We'll post it on the page. Watch for it. Karis will be fired up, full of joy and judgment tomorrow live at 5. Thanks for watching today, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Working for the weekend, and I want to see a show. I flip on the book of face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there into the music scene, showing lots of love for the community with great advice. I know who I should go see.
Don't forget the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of our sponsors or any entities that they may represent. Thank you.